Making friends after 50. Why this matters now, especially in winter. If you value preparedness, history, and self-reliance, you already understand that survival has never been a solo endeavor. Before we get into the substance, take a second to subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles, and like this video. It helps keep serious, practical content alive. Now let's get straight to it. Making friends after 50 is not about chasing social excitement, it is about building durable human networks that provide warmth, resilience, shared knowledge, and mutual support, especially during long, cold winters when isolation hits hardest. Friendship after 50 is about alignment, not volume. At this stage of life, friendship works best when it is rooted in shared values, rather than shared schedules. Historically, communities survived harsh winters because people aligned around skills, beliefs, and responsibilities. You should approach friendships the same way. Seek people who value preparedness, learning, and contribution. In winter, this might look like connecting with someone who also stocks fuel, preserves food, or studies historical survival methods. A single aligned friend who understands your priorities is more valuable than 10 casual acquaintances who disappear when the weather turns bad. Shared purpose is the fastest way to form real bonds. People over 50 form friendships most effectively when working toward something concrete. History shows us that communal labor built trust faster than conversation ever could. Join or form groups centered on purpose. A local history circle, a preparedness meetup, a cold weather hiking group, or a winter skills workshop. Even informal arrangements matter. For example, inviting a neighbor to split firewood or compare heating strategies creates repeated contact and shared effort, which naturally turns into friendship. Purpose removes awkwardness and replaces it with mutual respect. Routine contact builds trust better than forced socializing. Strong relationships are built through consistency. In winter, routine becomes even more important because, people tend to retreat indoors. So it's a good idea to establish regular points of contact that make sense for your lifestyle. This could be a weekly coffee after a museum visit, a standing phone call to discuss historical documentaries, or maybe even a monthly planning session for winter supplies. Historically, winter gatherings were predictable and practical, and that predictability created cohesion. Friendship after 50 really grows when folks know when and how they'll see you again. One of the most overlooked ways to make friends later in life is skill sharing. Older adults carry experience, and experience has value. Offer what you know and be open to learning what others know. For example, you might teach someone how to layer clothing properly for sub-zero conditions, while they show you how to repair old tools or preserve heat in older homes. These exchanges mirror how communities survived winters before modern infrastructure. Mutual usefulness deepens respect, and respect is the foundation of lasting friendship. While online communities are useful, real friendships strengthen fastest in physical spaces. Libraries, historical societies, hardware stores, surplus shops, and local archives are all natural gathering points for people who think long-term. In winter, these places become even more important because they provide warmth and shared interest under one roof. Start conversations by focusing on the task or subject at hand rather than personal details. Discuss a book, a documentary, or a piece of equipment. Over time, you'll find that familiarity replaces formality. Cold weather is an opportunity, not an obstacle. Winter creates conditions that actually favor deeper friendships. When travel slows and evenings grow longer, folks are more receptive to meaningful conversation. Host small, practical gatherings centered on warmth and learning, like reviewing historical winter campaigns, discussing energy conservation, or maybe even comparing cold weather gear. Just keep it focused and purposeful. These gatherings echo historical winter councils where planning and knowledge sharing ensured survival. Friendship forms naturally when people feel safer, warmer, and better prepared because of your presence. At this stage, healthy friendships depend on clear boundaries. You are not building social obligation. You are building mutual reliability. Be honest about your availability, energy, and expectations. History teaches us that communities fractured when obligations exceeded capacity. Keep commitments realistic, especially in winter when health and energy fluctuate. A friendship that respects limits will last far longer than one built on constant availability. Trust grows through reliability, not charisma. Charisma fades, reliability does not. Show up when you say you will. Follow through on small promises. Check in during cold snaps. Share useful information before it is requested. In survival history, trust was built on repeated proof of dependability. Friendship after 50 follows the same rule. When people know you are steady, they keep you close. You can apply all of this immediately. This week, identify one place where people with shared values already gather and make yourself a regular presence. Offer one practical skill or resource that helps someone stay warm or prepared. Establish one recurring point of contact that fits your winter routine. Over time, these small actions compound into a reliable social circle that provides warmth, knowledge, and support through the coldest months. If this guide helped you think differently about building strong, practical friendships after 50, subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles, like the video, and share it with someone who values history, preparedness, and resilience. Strong communities start with informed individuals, and winter is always easier when you are not facing it alone.